Greetings, geeks and nerds. I'm Lazy Universe and I'm White and Nerdy, and it's time for another Lazy Universe movie review. And today, and hope and pray to whatever God that will listen to me that this video will not be copyrighted again. Because, yeah, if you guys do remember, and I promise that I'll get to it at some point this month, this got copyrighted back in February. So, yeah. Still pissed off about that. I swear to God that YouTube just has something against smaller YouTubers like myself and others, where they're like, nah, well, let's have that copyright bot just grab anything and everything from these ones. But meanwhile, the bigger YouTubers out there that review movies, like, for example, Chris Duckman or even, Channel Awesome. Oh, wait, they don't go by that name anymore, do they? Because the website shut down or whatever? I don't know. But yeah, you notice some differences between the bigger YouTubers and the smaller ones like myself. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna be reviewing the newest DC superhero movie that came out, which is The Flash, which I gotta say was really damn worth the hype and worth the wait for. This is really just one of the best superhero movies that I have seen, and also an underrated one. While it had some flaws, it was still pretty damn worth watching, all truths considered. Even I knew that, yes, that they were going to unfortunately put Flashpoint into this, but this movie is still great despite of the flaws that it still has in the between. Now I'm going to tell you guys straight out, I think that The Flash is a wonderful exception to just a perfect movie almost, and in a way it could have been perfect, but there are just so many flaws that The Flash just had on the table that it's hard to ignore. Like some of the special effects don't look exactly as well early on in the film, but later in the film it was polished. And I'm not saying that's against the special effect creator or coordinator or whatever. I'm just saying that they should have had some time to kind of polish things up a little bit, because this Flash movie had been in limbo with the whole Ezra Miller controversy and everything, and that, yeah, it really could have been more polished, but there are some great scenes where the special effects look more interesting. And despite that, it did go down the point of, Flashpoint and popping up a Flashpoint and even a Flash of Two Worlds, I really did still enjoy this movie for the most part. There are some things that I didn't necessarily enjoy about it, but I gotta say, truthfully and in all honesty, that even despite of its flaws, I still had a lot of fun really getting a kick out of The Flash. Out of surprise, it was a really damn good superhero movie, and I really fucking loved it. Even though, yeah, as I said, it is kind of very, very flawed. But even despite of its flaws, it still holds up pretty damn well, and I actually really did like it, especially more so when you got a few of the cameos that really do work. I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one that was fanboying and gushing over how awesome of a cameo that Michael Keaton had in this film, and I really did love every scene with him. As yeah, man, Michael Keaton was the best thing that happened in this film. A lot of people knew that he was going to be in this film, and when that Batman scene came, you knew that Batman was back, and man, I gotta say, I was so happy to have Michael Keaton in this film because he was just nothing short of very awesome. And there's Supergirl played by Sasha Calle, and I gotta say, she is probably my favorite Supergirl of this movie. I've never really been a big Supergirl fan, but Sasha Calle just nailed it. She really brings home a great Supergirl and a wonderful performance, and I honestly really did like her in this role, and I cannot wait to see her in more. Also, the female Man of Steel outfit that she ended up wearing in this, dude, really, really did an exceptional job at making this suit look just like the Henry Cavill suit, but even more badass. Continuing with the positives, I love Michael Keaton and Ezra Miller's performance through this because it feels so genuine and just so unique. They don't have that Bruce Wayne and Barry Allen category of a relationship. They more have a Wally West and Batman sort of relationship. And I do have to agree with people when they say that Ezra Miller should not have been Barry Allen, he should have been Wally West. I get that, because I really do feel that Ezra is summoning more of Wally than he is Barry. And during the scene, especially with Michael Keaton, how they're communicating with each other, it really does feel like the Wally West and Batman type of relationship, because that is the biggest thing about why I love Flash and Batman, especially in the Grant Morrison JLA run. He really establishes that Wally is kind of like the little brother of the Justice League, and he looked up to everybody. And the one that he really looked up to is Batman, and this was a prime example of how good of a relationship that Wally and Batman have. I know that this is Barry, but it comes off more like a Wally West type of experience. But let's talk about some of the things that I didn't like in this film. I'm going to be the first person to admit it, or probably the first person to admit it. I hate younger Barry at first in this film. He was so goddamn fucking annoying. And I know that it's trying to be Barry. He's younger. Young people can sometimes be annoying. I get that. But he is downright so obnoxious. I began to love him during the later parts of the film, but earlier, with younger Barry, yeah, I wanted to strangle him through my TV. And I hated the villain of this movie. I really did hate that villain reveal. It was so damn fucking stupid. Even worse, when younger Barry and Barry were having that argument and basically the Speed Force, I called what would happen, and god damn it, it did. Now, I'm not the biggest Flash fan, but I know about the villain that they have chosen for this movie. And the thing is, it's not bad that they have chosen this villain. It's just very, very obscure why they have chosen him. And I think that it would have made more sense to use, like, Eobard Thawne. But I don't think that that's the way that they wanted to go down. I don't think they wanted to use Reverse Flash in this. I think that they wanted to do something else entirely. And that's okay, but I really thought that, like, this film would have benefited better if it used Reverse Flash, which I think a lot of people watching or going to watch this movie was hoping for Reverse Flash on the screen instead of who they have chosen. I'm not gonna spoil it for people, but it's kind of a stupid villainous choice. But I'm gonna give you one thing with this film, is that it has some of the most, and I'm gonna get to my favorite part in just a moment, but it had some of the best or coolest fight scenes in its fight. A speedster is always so difficult to kind of like choreograph a fight scene around because they use super speed. But I think that both the special effects choreographer and also the director worked hand in hand in creating some of the most awesome special effects and fight scenes that the Flash can have. And I was just amazed at how damn good that the fight scenes can get in this film, especially with the Flash. The speedster character had great fight scenes. And I think that's because it's made better because it had Batman and also Supergirl in it, so there's kind of a variety in the fight scene, but still it ended up being such great and superb. And that final battle was so damn worth it getting into. I did not expect such a great battle to end up happening, but damn if it wasn't impressive. Of course, you gotta talk about the best moment of the film. Yes, indeed. You gotta talk about those cameos and those reveals, and oh my god. Now, I know that some people were complaining about how some of these looked, but let me tell you, man, I was fangirling the entire time and really having fun at noticing these. And I thought it was great that Nicolas Cage finally got to play the Superman that he had long been promised, and it was so great to see him in the Superman outfit, truthfully. While I'm not the biggest fan of his Superman, I really did like the George Reeves kind of Easter egg. I thought that was really damn cool, and then it stretches over to Jay Garrick. This, of course, means that the film will probably have a tie-in to Crisis on Infinite Worlds or Crisis on Infinite Earths or both. And yeah, man, this should get people excited. The one that really made me a lot happy was the Christopher Reeve Superman. And I don't care if the man had been dead for years by this point. it was just so cool to see him back on the screen. This was the same problem that people had with seeing Egon's ghost and Ghostbusters Afterlife, and it didn't bother me because I grew up with the Superman. This is my favorite Superman of all time, and I almost cried when I saw how good that looked. And I really, like I said, I'm not the biggest George Reeves fan of Superman, but even seeing that cameo made me go, "Oh my God, they're really paying honor and respect to these guys." Of course, there's never been a Jay Garrick Flash series. Jay Garrick has appeared in different Flash mediums, um, but never like this. So it was still pretty cool. And also, I almost was crying because Adam West is my second favorite Batman after Kevin Conroy, and you had no idea how happy that made me. I went, "Oh my God, there's an Adam West Easter egg." Like, God bless you guys for doing that, though. So, my final thoughts on The Flash is that it's a terrific superhero film, but the flaws are what really drags it down and doesn't feel like a completed film. And that's not necessarily the bad thing because you can still enjoy it, but you will have to try to struggle you to get through the flaws that this film has. And I don't like the hidden message behind the film that Barry had to learn to deal with death, to deal with loss, and to let go of his mother. All things considered, man, yeah, I thought The Flash was a pretty damn good movie. But if you can look past its flaws, you might find yourself in for a lot better of a superhero ride. Yes, it has its flaws, but it still is a great superhero film that anyone should check out. So do yourself a favor and check out The Flash, even if you hear negative things about it. And also, speaking as a critic, let me just tell you guys something. Just because other critics say this movie is bad, this movie is terrible, this movie is a pile of dog shit, it doesn't necessarily mean that the film is bad. It's just that everybody has different points of view. And unfortunately, a lot of time, those points of views are very negative, and so it hurts film goers to see this film. But do yourself a favor and check out The Flash. It just is one of the best underrated superhero films ever. And if the flaws were less, I'm pretty sure that this would be just a fantastic superhero film all the way through. So my Funko Pop rating of The Flash is going to have to be a Nightcrawler because the story just goes all over the place. But very similar to my favorite Blue Elf Swashbuckler of the X-Men, it still holds up and it still is an impressive piece of work that anyone can really see. So in spite of the criticism, you should watch The Flash. So The Flash gets my Funko Pop rating of a Nightcrawler. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me at Twitter with a link in the description down below. Fingers are crossed until they're broken that this video did not get fired as I can. Hopefully. And let me know what your opinions are on The Flash. Do you agree with me that it could have been better in a sense? Like, if it didn't have all of the flaws, if there were a few things tweaked, do you think it would have been a great film? Or do you agree with the other critics in saying that it was one of the worst films ever made? Let me know in the comment section down below. But I am excited to see what they do next with The Flash and the character and everything. And maybe we'll get an introduction of Wally West. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Lazy Universe. I'm White Nerdy. Keep eking on. And this has been a Lazy Universe movie review. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time.